Hi, my name is Eric Ryden, certified sommelier and owner of Le Grand Triage on the Upper East Side. Today we're going to be talking about rosé. As the weather gets a little bit warmer, I'm sure a lot of us are going to find ourselves with a bottle of rosé, tossing that into a glass. And I just want to dispel a few myths about rosé. One thing that maybe most people don't realize is that if you actually drink rosé out of season, side effects include coughing, wheezing, dry mouth, dizziness, and in extreme cases, death. Kidding! No, you can drink rosé year-round. It's absolutely wonderful regardless of the year. And I think one thing that a lot of people don't realize is there's a lot of different styles of rosé that particularly lend themselves well to drinking during every season. So how is rosé made? So you can make rosé in a variety of different ways, but one of the most common is by taking your winemaking grape, crushing it, and then just exposing it to that red grape skin for just a very, very short period of time. So what most people don't realize is that all winemaking grapes, or I shouldn't say all, but a very, very, very large percentage, over 99% of all winemaking grapes have clear pulp. So when we squish them, we get clear juice. So the only way that, let's say, a red wine becomes red is that clear juice exposed to that red grape skin, right? If it's never exposed to the red grape skin, then we never get red juice, right? Because if you actually bite into, let's say, a grocery store grape, you might see that the inside is actually translucent or clear. Well, so when we take a red grape, any red grape, and we expose it to that skin for just a very, very short period of time, we actually get pink wine instead of red wine. So one of the other ways that you can make rosé is you actually just take white wine and you just splash a little bit of red wine in it. As crazy as that sounds, that is a perfectly viable way to make rosé, but different regions have different laws about how you can make rosé. In some places that is illegal, and some places that is perfectly legal. This one is made in that first way we talked about by taking your red grape skin and just exposing it to it for just a very, very short period of time. What does a short period of time mean? Usually 24 hours or less. So this is 100% Sangiovese, the same grape that you would use to make, let's say, Chianti or Brunello, but it is exposed to its grape skins for a very short period to give us this pink color instead of a traditional red wine. Crazier still, not only is this 100% Sangiovese, but it's not coming from Italy, it's coming from Provence in France. But let's go ahead and take a sip, see what we think. Nice like peach, melon, cantaloupe. Maybe a touch of like watermelon. That's delicious. Acidic as well. Boom, A+. So because we can actually make rosé from any red grape, right? Because it's just exposing that red grape skin to that clear juice for a short period of time. Since we can actually do that with any red grape, I think one thing that kind of confuses most people is if you see a red grape you're familiar with, let's say Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, or in this case, Sangiovese, and you're familiar with the red version of it, you're like, oh, I've had Pinot Noir before. Oh, I've had Cab before. Oh, I've had Chianti before, right? And then so you see the rosé and you're like, oh, cool. I love Chianti. Sangiovese. Boom, boom, boom. And then you pick up a glass and you're like, this shit tastes like cantaloupes and melons, right? That's not the flavor profile of Chianti. So instead of carrying on the expectation of what Pinot Noir, Cab, or Sangiovese, any of those things tastes like, and kind of imposing them onto the rosé iteration, I think we should really actually look at these kind of brand new and evaluate them independently. Rosé wines taste differently from their red counterparts, right? So a Chianti or a classic Brunello is going to taste totally different from this Sangiovese rosé. Another myth I want to dispel, you'll see the vintage on this wine is 2018. Can you see it? You see it? You see it? It's right there. You see it? You missed it? You got it? Okay. So 2018, a lot of people have maybe heard that you should only drink rosé one vintage back. So it's 2020 right now, so we should only be drinking rosé from 2019. Wrong. All right, you can actually drink rosé from any year. I think the oldest rosé I've ever had was last year, no, sorry, 2018, and it was from 2008. So 10-year-old rosé, right? So 2018, so this isn't super old, but the whole idea is that you want your rosé to be nice and fresh. You want it to have plenty of acidity. Acidity, that thing we kind of talked about in weeks past, previous lessons, about this like pinch or tensing or tingling up that you get back here in your salivary glands. As long as your rosé provides plenty of acidity, you know it's still good and you know it's still quite alive in the bottle. The reason that someone might tell you, hey, only drink rosé, one vintage back, well, that's usually a signifier that that's a shitty rosé. So what do you pair with rosé besides a nice warm day at the beach? One of my favorite things to pair with it is prosciutto, because you've got cantaloupe and prosciutto make this beautiful, like, sweet, salty. Oh, it's so good. You could also do maybe, we like risotto, cheese, charcuterie, things like that. Let us know what you pair with them besides Hot Pockets and cereal for the 4th day in a row. We'd love to hear from you guys. So send us messages, comments, etc., etc. And then join us Wednesday as we do our next whiskey session with Sarah. And finally, we just launched a private Zoom wine tasting series with yours truly. So if you guys can't get enough from Instagram and you'd like to set something up via Zoom, we're doing these classes at $25 per person. We take care of getting the wines to you. Check out our link in bio for all of the extra details. But otherwise, cheers, and we'll see you then.